We all have a dream when we join the company or accept a new role. As employees, we want to contribute. We want to add value. We want to feel recognized for adding value for the company as employees. We want to reach the stars, whatever stars mean for us. And for each of us, it's different what stars mean for us. How do we, as leaders, help our employees to reach their stars and contribute to company business results? It's $1 million question. As if we were doing that every day with excellence, our companies would have been in a different place in the market constantly. So, company business results are dependent from 3 key major things. One is market opportunities. The second is our proposition and internal processes, how we deliver our proposition. And the last but not least, it's our people. I would actually put people first, as who is delivering for our customers and for our company? Our people are, right? And as Richard Branson says in one of his favorite people quotes, put people first and customers second, as people deliver for our customers. My role as a European HR leader in RSA is to develop and implement the strategies that help people to be successful in contributing to company business results, and leaders to be effective and successful in helping people to reach their stars. And I have developed the STAR model to share with leaders and with you as well, which is very simple and easy to implement, and that's what helps leaders in our company to help people to reach the stars. So today I will share with you one of the approaches I have implemented across our European businesses, which is Strategic Talent Management Program this year. And the program consists of 3 kind of parts. One is the purpose. Why did we do that? The purpose is to identify key people across 5 European businesses that are crucial for company to achieve the strategic targets for next 3-5 years. Working together across 5 businesses implementing this program, the talent program, I tried to implement collaboration across businesses a couple of years ago, and I failed. It didn't work. People in each of the countries, they were just focusing on their own country results, which is understandable. But from my experience working across Latin America, Asia, Middle East, and Central Eastern Europe, I've seen that companies achieve best results when countries collaborate for the customers, especially if you have global customers and you need to deal with them in every country. So within this program, what helped us having common purpose, having talent management program, which helps people to collaborate and even mentor and coach people across the borders, different countries. And the framework we have used consists of 5 parts. One is, how do we identify talents? As basically, when you look at talents across, there are 2 approaches. One is that everybody has a talent, which we all do, right? Do we have a talent? Yeah. Anybody doesn't? Speak with me later, I'll help you to find out. You definitely have, all you have talents. So that's one approach that you can take in a company, that everybody has a talent, and how do we manage that? The other approach you can take, which we took, is that some people have particular talent, which in the current circumstances, in the current time, helps company to achieve the strategic targets. And that's the approach that we have taken, how to identify which people have this particular talent, which they are applying to make the influence and impact. It's not enough just to have a talent, it's how do you apply it to make an impact and influence. So we agreed how do we identify which are our talents that help to achieve the strategy, which talents are crucial for that currently. And then how do we classify these talents? We agreed that to achieve our strategy across European businesses, we need to classify them in three kind of pools. One is emerging talents. In some countries we struggle with that as the population is kind of experienced aging. The second is high-value specialists, really experienced specialists in their field that can help to mentor and coach others. And the third population we identified is senior leadership talent, so people who will help to drive the business forward. Then we developed a toolbox for leaders, how to have talent conversations and how to have engaging conversations, retention conversations, development conversations, depending from the talent pool that their talents are in. We also identified how to link people together across the countries to mentor each other. So somebody senior can mentor somebody more junior, like from Spain to France, from France to Belgium, Belgium to Netherlands. So cross-country mentoring. And last but not least, item in our framework is how do we make this as leadership journey? It's not an HR project. It's the leadership mindset and leadership conversations and leadership project across the countries. Speaking about leadership, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever had the situation when you think that this is a great project to implement and that will hugely and massively contribute to company business results? But your leadership team, when you present it to them, is kind of, yeah, maybe, okay, we can do that. Have you had that situation? Have you? Thank you for your honesty, who raised the hands. For those who didn't raise the hands, you're lying. In your long experience as professionals, definitely you have had that kind of situation. So what do you do in the situation when you think and you share with your leadership team, this is a great project to implement to achieve the strategy, and your board says, yes, it's a great project to implement, but no, we don't have time for that. What do? You choose your best targets and get them one by one. So that's what I did when at the beginning of the year I had one of these moments when you present the project to the board and board says yes, but no. And then I identified which ones of the board members were massive supporters of talent and people, naturally. And I spoke before the next board meeting, I spoke with them in one-to-one and I said, well, do you see the value in this? Yes, I do see the value. Would you raise your voice in a board meeting? Okay, I'll do that for you. And I spoke with HR managers in the countries before each board meeting and I said to them, would you prepare your MDs to present in the board meeting what they are doing in the talent space, in people retention space and development space, so that other board members can hear and learn from them? Yes, we will do that. So we prepared for the board meetings in a way that one by one we addressed the challenges that the board had, that yes, it's a great project, but no, we don't have time. And now, walking through the year, it's the board project. It's not HR project, it's leadership project. And to each board meeting across European countries that we have, each MD comes from the country presenting what they are doing. It's not me presenting what HR people are doing in the countries. It's the country leader presenting, I do this with my talents. My talents are succeeding in these projects. My talents are collaborating and mentoring people in these and these countries. So that's a leadership project now. To help leaders to have the talent conversations and inspire people to reach their stars, I have developed a STAR model, which is really simple and basic model. And you might think, well, that's obvious, but that helps to structure these conversations, and that helps to see how people walk their journey through when they join the company and how they develop. So in STAR model, S stands for start. What are people's aspirations when they join the company? What do they want to achieve? What are the stars they are reaching for? What's their career goal? What's their passion? What's their purpose? Then T stands for target. What are the goals that we want them to achieve? So how their personal goals link with company goals, and how can we marry these so that they see the congruence and they see how they can add value by being themselves and by using and applying their strengths and talents and achieving company goals. And how can we channel their natural strengths and talents to contribute to company results. A stands for actions. What else should they do to achieve the goal? What are the actions? What appeals most to them? Do they need to work in different projects in terms of based on their talents and their strengths? And the last but not least, results. How are they progressing? Are they achieving tangible results? It's not just about passion and just about what they love doing, but how do they contribute to company results achieving? And is there anything else we need to do to help them to achieve the results? And do we have the right resource in the company to achieve the results? Maybe we need to channel them in different direction and get different resource in. So that's the STAR model. And we are using that to have conversations with people when they join, to have new joiner conversations. What do you want to achieve? Why you are here for? And then when they live their journey through their lifetime in the company, then we are touch basing on how they are doing and what do they need to do differently. Then I have conversations with leaders. How can we best serve as leaders, as we are in the company, to help our people to reach their stars and achieve their dream? So how do we do that? First, that we had a big debate on is how do we identify talent for strategy? As we started with everybody is a talent and we need to recognize everyone, especially in countries where you have to show that you care about everyone, and we do care. But how do we pick and choose the ones which are now actively contributing to strategy achievement? And there is nothing wrong with people who just want to come to office, work from 9 till 6, and go home and are not showing proactive input into goals achievement, as people are in different stages in their life and they need different approach, and they might go through different program. And this year maybe they are not in the talent program, and next year maybe something changes in their life, in passion, in their aspirations, and they might be part of talent program. Or company goals changing or strategy changing, and we might need different capability. So we work through how do we identify talent for our strategy. And as mentioned, we agreed that currently we need emerging talent, high-value specialists, and senior leaders. As across 5 European countries that have implemented this program, each country was in different stage of development. Like in one country, we have more senior leaders and more experienced specialists. In another country, it's quite new population and we have quite junior talent. So how do we work? How do we collaborate across and implement the same program but in different ways in each of the countries? How to classify talents and differentiate approach. We started with what are the key talents for strategy achievement, but then we understood that, well, that's not enough because we need to differentiate. How do we develop our emerging talents and how do we have conversations with them? What do we do with our senior talents and help them to be better leaders and share their experience and knowledge? And with high-value specialists, they don't need development anymore. So what is their, what's in it for them? And for a high-value specialist, what works for them is sharing their knowledge and capability and feeling recognized and valued, that they can mentor and coach somebody either in their team or in other team or in another country. That was a big debate at the beginning, that how can somebody from France mentor somebody in Spain? Like it's different business environments, it's different culture, it's different customers, it's different legislation, it's all different, isn't it? It is different, but we have people in every country, and what appeals to people are similar things. Of course, it differentiates person by person, but how you develop person, it's similar approaches you can use, the conversations you can have across the borders, and you can show the care, and you can share your experience and capability in how do you negotiate with customer, how do you sign the deals, how do you look creatively at insurance business. So there are things that are really valuable to share across the borders. Tailored personal development and retention. So to each of these populations, we tailor what matters to them, what kind of development and what kind of retention tools are needed. But one that works all across is helping people to develop their personal brand. As what usually happens when we send people to training or development programs, they develop capability which is essential for business, right? Like trading skills, customer care skills, sales or analytical skills. So actually, okay, it's in for them, but it's more for the company. What we do within Talent program is we show care for people personally by having sessions on personal brand development, helping people to understand what are their talents, what are their strengths, what matters to them, what is their passion, what's their vision for life, and how does it work together to contribute to their role, to success in their role. And by having these sessions across the countries, I see that people become much more energized and passionate about what they do. They can still be in the same role, in the same job, but they feel much more confident about themselves because they are more aware what are their talents, what are their strengths, and how they contribute, and how they want to contribute to company business results, achievements. And also, what they said me in Spain, that developing personal brand has helped them to develop company brand. As who develops and who builds the company brand? Anyone? People, exactly. So how people treat you as a customer, how they deal with you, how they communicate with you, you build an impression about the company. So they said that customers are giving feedback that actually people are more impactful and more clear on the messages and confident how they deal with the customers. So building personal brand helps individuals themselves within Talent program, but it also helps the company to build company brand. Cross-border mentoring experts. So as mentioned, we have identified people who are really great in what they do. They don't need any more development. As they say, I've been with company for 20, 30 years. I've been through development programs. I don't really need that. But the way how we find the angle that inspires them to still continue developing is how can you develop as mentor and share your capability and help other people to grow and develop. What are the key mistakes we made? Now it's working really well, as in every board meeting, leaders present how their talents are contributing and how engaged they are. At the beginning, it took us a few good sessions to talk through what does it mean for the company and how to do that. And one of the key mistakes I made at the beginning is I positioned that as HR project. I thought it's a great project. I thought I'll do a great job as HR leader and we will implement this project across the countries. And there was some reluctance to that. No, we are doing all the same things that I thought we'll do at the beginning. But it's a leadership project. And leaders own the actions. They own their talent development. They own the talent retention. And it's a different feeling that they come and they share and they challenge each other. So we're still in the countries as HR teams. We help them to deliver and we help them to have conversations with talent. But it's their ownership of this project. That was one learning. Another learning was that as I wanted to make sure that we have a kind of tailored approach and we have identified specific people, like smaller group of talents who contributes and whom we can focus on. That not everybody is a talent, which we are, but we focus on particular people. I limited the number of talents you can have in the country. So I said this and this ratio, you can have this many emerging talents, this many senior talents, this many high-value specialists. And I thought it's a really great approach. Mathematically, it works really well, and what's wrong with that? But then leaders came back and they said, well, in France we have more of emerging population and we have emerging talent more than senior talent. We can't push anyone if there is no senior talent. Okay, we identify succession gaps, but we can't have the same numbers. In Netherlands, they said we don't have emerging talent so many, so we have high-value specialists and senior talent. In Spain, they have a little bit of everything, so we can't have the same ratios or the same targets in every country. So we debated that and agreed that yes, it's one framework, but we can apply different ratios. And also, some people that were part of the talent program at the beginning of the year, because they didn't take proactive initiative to call up their mentor and to have 15 minutes goal-setting conversation with their mentor, just to agree on mentoring goals. You don't have to start with a big mentoring program. But in 3 months' time, they couldn't find 15 minutes to call their mentor. Then we had a conversation that you're great and you contribute definitely, but probably talent program this year is not for you, as you have different priorities and different aspirations. So next year maybe, but you also need to own your development and your talent journey. So how we position this is two-way deal. It's not just company picking the talents and focusing on talent development, but it's two-way deal. Company will develop you, and you need to drive your development as well and be passionate about that. And if not, that's fine. Nothing is wrong with that. Maybe next year or the year after. It depends from your personal circumstances, from your aspirations. How to succession plan in niche capability markets. That was one of the challenges that we wanted to unlock with this talent program. And what we see happening that now more and more the countries are open to collaborate in succession planning across the borders, that somebody from Belgium, as example, if they have capability in particular niche space, can help out people in Spain and team in Spain who are dealing with particular customer challenge. As I work with commercial insurance businesses now, and that's very niche and very capability specific markets, and in talent pools in the markets, countries are relatively small, so there are not many specialists whom you can succession plan internally as teams are smaller, or externally as there are only a handful of people who can be succession planned for particular roles. So we have flexed our thinking, how do we succession plan and collaborate across the countries, across the borders. And also people start to bring in some additional candidates which we did not know before and did not identify, because they feel recognized and they feel developed and they feel that this is a great place to work. I'm a strong believer that what gets measured gets done. Who is with me? Yes, that's fantastic. So the things that we identified as KPIs within our talent program, quite a lot of these, and each of the managing director and each of the leader had to go through each of these KPIs to identify for their talent population. Talent categories, growth potential, do they have potential to grow in bigger or wider roles? How they are doing with leaders or people expectations? How is their performance going? If they have talent but they are not performing, then probably talent is questionable, whether they are contributing to company business results achievements. What are their development areas, development actions? What's their criticality to business? This was key one, as if their talent currently is not critical to business, then they should not be on talent program this year. It might be next year or a few years later, but the criticality is essential. Risk of leaving and what are retention actions necessary. All these criteria, when MDs got them first time, they said, "Ooh, that's too many, that's too much. We can't do that for every of our talent. We can't go through that." And I said, well, you need to know that about your people anyway. You have it in your head, just put it on the paper. And when they did it, they came back to me and they said, well, It was difficult, but actually now I feel more confident that I know this information about my people and I can better tailor the development and retention actions needed. So it was worth it. So, coming very close to the end of presentation, I have a question for you. What does the STAR model stand for? There you go.
Start, target, action, and result. No. Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. So you are the winner. And the prize you have won, I'll give to you after the presentation. So I have recently published a book, which is called The Success Planner. The book contains useful tools and strategies that helps you to unlock your talents and understand your strengths and understand your values and unlock your passion and set your goals in the way that you achieve them automatically. So that is the book I'll give you after the presentation. Thank you for being active. There is one more winner in the room. Do you want to know who is that? I want to know as well. So, connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a couple of sentences, inspirational feedback about this presentation. What are a couple of things that inspired you from this presentation or a couple of takeaways from this? And for the one who will provide me the most inspirational feedback, as I need some inspiration as well, right? For the one who will provide me the most inspirational feedback, by close of play tomorrow, I will send you the book. Okay? Is it a fair deal? Yeah. Okay, everyone can be a winner, right? Well, thank you. I hope I planted a seed of thoughtfulness about talent management and about personal brand development as well. I can't, I would talk about this loads and loads more, but come and talk with me, or I have some flyers about the book on the table as well, so in a break, please feel free and let's have a chat. And thank you.